Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 1081. Happy Tuesday. Welcome. You may notice a couple extra bobbleheads behind me. Looks like I've got the top shelf Ernie Banks statue right there in the middle. Below the second from the top, there's a Billy Williams bobblehead that looks like a statue. Right next to Clark Hogan, that's the red and yellow brother. Below that, there's a Billy Williams statue, I think. Or no. Ernie Banks statue that I got. And then the Henry Rowan Gardner is right behind in the center there, third from the top. And then Nico Horner, the Star Wars in the back there in the brown. So 5 new statues / bobbleheads on the bobblehead shelf from Cubs Convention this past weekend. What a time. Hear all about it in yesterday's recap on Hobby Evolution. My buddy Dave, I know he's awake. He's still in Chicago. Tuesday morning. He's stuck. The trains have shut down. He's stranded in the city. The Dave Arnold story. He can't get back to Macomb. His train's canceled. He said, I think trains out of Chicago to Bloomington, Galesburg, and Macomb either canceled or already sold out when he tried to get tickets home. So he was originally supposed to take the train back Sunday evening. That train was canceled. He stuck around the city. There were no trains yesterday and again canceled today. So fingers crossed, our buddy Dave, he must have went back to sleep this morning. What else does he have to do? Dave, get in the chat. Where are you at? He's got a lot of time to kill. I couldn't imagine that. Like, I was so ready to get home. So ready to get home. If there would have been like a hotel in Walworth, Wisconsin, I probably would have stayed in it after driving 20 miles per hour between Harvard and Walworth on Sunday night. I was not looking forward to continuing that drive, but I knew once I got to Janesville, roads would be clear on the interstate. It'd be smooth sailing from there. I didn't step foot outside the house yesterday until 9:30 last night. I did not step foot outside the house until 9:30 when I took Biscuit out to go potty. And it's fucking cold. Unfortunately, the post office is open today, so I've got to leave the house today. Actually, I've got to leave the house 2 times today. I've got to take my wife to the airport at 9:45. So I'll have to go out twice because I will have to go to the post office later because I'll come back home and do more shipping. Although eBay sales have been way down for me, but I think a lot of that has to do with just me not tending to my store over a 3.5 day period. My sales are way below. Now, a few days over the weekend, like Thursday, I was pleasantly surprised. Friday, I was pretty surprised. Saturday, I can't be too disappointed, but I was hoping yesterday was actually the worst day of sales on eBay for me since last Tuesday. And that's actually last Tuesday's when my slow sales began. And by slow sales, I mean 70% of normal. So it's not like sales were shut down. I'm still shipping out a lot of items, but not to the extent where I should be. So I did add some Prism. The Prism that I ripped with Glendon Rush on Thursday night at Cubs Convention, NBA and NFL. I bought 4 blasters each. All of those singles are listed now in my eBay store. I'm learning, and I don't list basketball that much. What is it with basketball buyers? They are the low balliest ballers of any card that I sell. I think each sport has its like baseball and football, I notice like nothing out of the ordinary for baseball buyers and football buyers. But that's a majority of what I'm selling. Basketball, I get super low ball offers. I'll list a $10 card and I get dollar offers. I don't get that with baseball. I don't get that with football. I get it all the time with basketball. And it's another reason why it's like, I don't want to deal with all these freaking low ball offers on basketball. Wrestling, I typically have the most issues with like non-card buyers. Like, where's my card? You didn't ship it. You shipped it in this soft plastic, which is a card saver, not a top. They want top loaders. I've run into far less issues with the top loader card saver debate since the top loader shortage of 2021. So basketball, a lot of low ball offers. Football, I moved a few. I did move a couple basketball singles, moved a couple football singles. Not flying off the shelf. Not disappointed I didn't go back for more based on the early sales, the first 24-hour sales of my Prism basketball and Prism football. So, and it was fun. I think that was the perfect amount for what I intended. Just hang out, rip a few blasters, and then flip everything because they're football and basketball, and I don't care about it. So we're going to speaking of ripping, we're going to talk Topps Series 1 today. I think we can call today the official start of the 2024 baseball card season because Topps Series 1 goes on sale today on the Topps website, pre-sale. I think we're still a month out. I think Topps Series 1 street date is February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to all of us card collectors from Topps. So we can buy them today and they can let all that money sit in an account, get that interest for a month. We joke about interest, but when you've got hundreds of thousands of dollars, the interest adds up. It's not like we're stocking away 20 grand collecting the 0.1% interest on that. But they get something. We lose money for a month. So I intend to buy some Topps Series 1 today. So we'll talk more about that. Take a look at the check. The checklist was actually out last week. I was shocked. I actually haven't. I think it came out Friday, the checklist for Series 1, which is great because we have it before we buy it. I always like to see a checklist before we buy the actual product. Although some products I don't really care. It's like, I'm going to buy it anyway, regardless of who's on the checklist. But there are some products where I want to see. Allen and Ginter is a prime example. I want to see what's on the checklist before I buy Allen and Ginter. And it's mainly the non-sport stuff. So Topps Series 1, I don't care who. I'm going to buy it regardless of who's on the checklist. But, I always like to see who's the rookies that are going to make it into Series 1. We know Elly De La Cruz. Topps sent out the image. There is one Cub rookie. And I'm losing my train of thought on that, but I'll have to Google. Didn't bring that up. I was actually early getting all this set up this morning, and I didn't bring up the checklist. So here we go. We'll use Beckett. I like how they break it up into teams, so it makes it super easy. Okay, so we're gonna look at Topps a little bit later. Still freaking cold. We can drop the F-bomb on how cold it is. It's fucking cold out there. Winter in Wisconsin. I guess we should get used to it. But I think we're on a string of like 8 or 9 straight days of below zero. My wife last night, she's getting ready to go on her trip to warm Florida and leave me and Biscuit freezing in Wisconsin. She goes, "Are you going to get out with any of your friends this week?" And I'm like, it's kind of cold. I did a lot of friend hanging out over the weekend, like 3 full days and nights of being around people. It's kind of nice to spend a few days just hanging out with you and the dog and my baseball cards. I finally got unpacked yesterday. For the most part, I haven't unpacked like my clothes, but I unpacked the good stuff. I got my bobbleheads situated. I finally, for the first time, I'm finally getting organized for spring training ahead of time. Usually, I'm like 2 weeks before spring training, I'm scurrying, look kind of like I was for Cubs convention last week, scurrying, getting cards prepared for autographs. So I ended up taking a lot of the cards that were in my, the books that we take to get signed. It's a lot of people shit on, well, you got 9 cards. Usually I don't have 9 cards of the same player. Usually it's like, sometimes it's only 1 card. Sometimes it's a row of 3. It looks like I have 9 cards. That's what you get. But I kind of like the back and forth on Twitter. The autograph, because there's like people that hate autographers. Oh, you graphers. What are you gonna do? Sell them on eBay? Yeah, I'm gonna sell this Koye Hill autograph on eBay for $2. Yeah, I mean, there's some players that their autograph might bring down the value of the card. Koye Hill. His autograph might sell less than his base card. I need the card for a set. I don't want his autograph. So I put a box and I labeled it so I wouldn't lose it. That's another problem I have, is not labeling things and just socking it away. And it's like, shit, I know it's in one of these boxes. Of course, all the boxes look the same. So I blue marker Cubs for spring training. Bada bing, bada boom. So that's how I'm approaching spring training this year. So got all that situated. I listed a couple things that I didn't want, like the Cubs convention calendar, which usually sells. I'm surprised. I think last year it did take a couple days, but there was a book they gave us, Fly the W, hardcover Cubs book, still shrink wrapped. I get enough Cubs books. What else? There's a hat that was in my grab bag. So those things I listed on eBay, along with my Prism football and basketball. Mark Marinello's here. He says, just noticed, is that a Hulk Hogan bobblehead on the second shelf? Kind of. It is a Clark Hogan bobblehead. Let me show you. It's actually even cooler. Like when these were first introduced, I'm like, I need that. I'm not a big Clark mascot bobblehead guy. I've got a couple, but this is a Clark Hogan. And it's even cooler once I got it because Clark is dressed up as Hulk Hogan. His hat says, or his do-rag says Clarkamania. And he's standing on a wrestling ring with the Cubs logo. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? That is just super cool. Clark Hogan. So yeah, so it's kind of a Hulk Hogan bobblehead. Where are we at? Let's go to the chat. Todd's in the house. Good morning, Todd. What's happening? Happy Tuesday. Christian is here. Good morning to you. He's still on that Detroit Lions high. David, good morning. Mark, good morning. He says snow has arrived in New Jersey. Philly Joe is going to get 3 inches of snow today. Fortunately, we're not supposed to get any. James, what's going on? He says the back roads to Rockford was a shit show. Had to turn around, too risky. Oh, shit. So James must have missed the Rockford Card Show on Saturday. Yeah, the back roads, man. When I went from Harvard to Walworth, I was at 20 miles per hour. Then when I was through where another stretch, it was like solid ice, like not solid ice, but like the snowpack ice where it's like, I started to speed up and I could feel if I tried to speed up, I could feel myself sliding. So was doing slow there as well. Obviously, it was the north-south the most. Fortunately, the bulk of my north-south driving from Harvard is Janesville to Wisconsin, Janesville to Madison, which is interstate, which was smooth sailing. But then the second most north-south is Harvard to Walworth, which was 20 miles an hour, 2-lane highway. Going through, the Bigfoot Inn was closed. I could have stopped at the Bigfoot Inn. If I would have stopped there, though, that would have been good. I would have drank a beer and still had to go about my way. So you don't do that. Let's see. Mark says, yesterday I checked my phone for Mets news and discovered they signed Vladimir Guerrero. Yeah, his half brother, Vladdy Guerrero's half brother. They also have, don't the Mets have another brother do they have Acuna now? Did they get him from Texas? I thought the Mets had another brother. And I think Juan Soto has a brother that's out there. And Fernando Tatis Jr. had a brother. He was with the White Sox, but I think he got cut. Yeah, I saw that. What's his name? Vladdy Miguel Guerrero. It's Vladdy Jr.'s half brother and the son of Vladimir Guerrero Sr. George is in the house. What's going on? Corey Garcia's here. Good morning to you. Johnny Boy Cards, what's happening? Dan is in the house. What's going on? Orlando, what is up? Good morning. Low Roller Scratcher says, you should play bingo, then resell your bingo card in your store. I think some people do that. I don't think they sell, but I actually did play bingo. I played five hands. I don't know. What do you call it in bingo? 5 games of bingo, I guess. I did play 5 games of bingo. I did not win the bingo. I actually came pretty close a couple times. Did not win the bingo. I did not take any of the bingo cards. I think I have a couple bingo cards from when I used to play Cubs bingo. Mr. Archer, good morning from a surprisingly snowy East Tennessee. It is an unsurprisingly very snowy Tuesday morning in Wisconsin. Christian's drinking all the blue Kool-Aid that I can. He's still celebrating. Trying to resist buying any Topps flagship until October. We will see how long that lasts. Mark is also rooting for the Lions. Hear, hear. Mark says the wrong Acuna. Victor's in the house. Good morning. Bill Simus is here. What's happening? Dan says, I thought you won a bobblehead playing bingo. No, I won a bobblehead by just going to play bingo. They gave a bobblehead to everybody that played bingo. So I can't remember how many chairs are at each table, 8 or 10. So each table had the amount of chairs that are at the table. So everybody that played bingo received so it was like a participation trophy. So if you won bingo, you got great prizes and a bobblehead. But if you lost at bingo, you walked away with a participation bobblehead. Did you buy the Walmart Blaster baseball cards for $15? I didn't buy any baseball. I bought 4 blasters of football, 4 blasters of basketball last week. Shane, good morning. Dan says, what was the minimum to play? Minimum like participants? There's not a minimum. Like it's ever like you can just go and play bingo. I was with Club 400, so we had like a group of probably 30. I think we had 3 full tables, almost 3 full tables. And I think it was 10 chairs at each table. I'm pretty sure it was 10. So I think we had 28 total people in our group because there were 2 open chairs for Stu and I when we came up later, just crashing the party, crashing late and picking up a free bobblehead. Yeah. So basically everybody that played got a bobblehead, or everybody that got a seat at a table, because I don't think there were enough tables for there's usually overflow at Cubs Bay. It's that popular. It's like, it's not sold out because it's free, but it's like that's why there's like a 5-hour line, 3-hour line to get in. People are pushing and shoving and bitching. And that's why I stay at the hotel bar. It's easier that way. And I was kind of bummed, like, damn, I don't get a Billy Williams bobblehead. But then I ended up getting one anyway. And it's like, I got 4 bobbleheads already this weekend. What's a 5th? So where are we at? Joe Caprino says the original Billy Williams bobblehead had his number as number 1. These all had number 26. They were the replacement ones. I heard they had like a whole bunch of them. Like, I thought they were like a limited edition bingo only bobblehead, but no, they're just what Joe said. They were the replacement ones that they had made the wrong number on his back. And yeah, so they're probably, how many bobbleheads they give out a game? 20,000, 10,000. So look for Billy Williams bobbleheads in next year's Cubs convention grab bags. So yes, I ended up playing bingo. I played 5 games, I think. Are you chasing the Wemby? I was. I only ripped 4 blasters. Did pull one, the insert, not the base rookie, but one of the inserts. Yeah, so I played, I think, 5 games of bingo out of the probably 20. I think they play about 20 games of bingo. Do you think Topps will bring back football? Absolutely. What's up, Floyd? Absolutely. When Topps secures both NFLPA and the team license, we'll see Topps football again, which I think, I can't remember the year breakdown, but yeah, we'll absolutely see Topps football again. What is the grand prize of bingo? There's like 20 different games of bingo. And there's usually like each game has a grand prize, which is a flag that is flown over beautiful Wrigley Field. Wayne Messmer is the MC. He sings the national anthem at Wrigley Field. And then there's also like, there's a flag, and then there's a couple signed baseballs, and then there's like $100 gift card to Portillo's. Just a bunch of good stuff. I mean, the prizes are really good. But it's not easy to win when you're playing against 10,000, 5,000. I don't know how many people are in there. A lot. David says Chicago Cubs YouTube channel has some festival content. Ooh, I want to get in there. I do know I made the Marquee Network opening ceremonies live video from running in. We were first in line. So you can see me and my buddy Dave and my buddy Paul, the 3 stooges of Cubs convention, running down to get our seats in the front row. When did I first meet John Lieber? Probably my first Cubs convention back in 2015. But I mean, the first several times I met John wasn't, it was just like getting autographs, seeing him in the lobby. And I've talked to him more and more the last couple of years. I did not play any skill games. Did not stop at any Illinois gas. Oh, I take that back. I did stop at one gas station in Harvard, Illinois, because I had to buy an ice scraper. No skill games for me. On behalf of the Lions fans everywhere, we don't have a bandwagon. We're having a party, and everyone is welcome. Well, good, because I'm hopping aboard the Lions fandom. Go Lions. I did not pull any CJ Stroud rookie cards either. I didn't pull shit, really. I pulled a Paul Pierce out of the NBA. I pulled a Paul Pierce green numbered to 99, which is a nice pull out of a blaster. Pulled a Wembanyama insert. That was about it. I pulled a couple okay rookies. Derek Lively and Bilal Coulibaly. I think those are probably the 2 best rookies I got, which sell for a few bucks. I pulled, of course, you get the like Atomic Ice or whatever the hell those retail only parallels are. I sold the Paul George for, I think, $3. Football. What did I get in football? Pulled a couple Aaron Rodgers. Jets cards. I pulled a Dalton Kincaid orange rookie. That sold for $5 yesterday. I think he caught a touchdown pass in that game for the Bills. Ivan Pace orange, that sold for a couple bucks. The TJ Watt silver prism sold for a few bucks. So nothing big out of the football black. Nothing big out of either. I think the Paul Pierce and Victor Wembanyama were the 2 biggest hits. Otherwise, a lot of $2, $3 cards. Troy, good morning. What's happening? Running Buck Woodcraft, good morning. Anyone planning to pre-order 2024 Topps Series 1? Curious on thoughts about hobby versus jumbo. Which is better? We're going to circle back. I need to mark that down. What timestamp that. What if I star it? Okay, I starred your thing so I can go back to it. So we'll come back to this one. The Eagles lost. Yes, the Eagles lost. Cry Eagles cry, says Max. Kleenex sales in Philly are up today. Man, that division was supposed to be so good. I watched a little bit of the game. I was disappointed. Who else was disappointed in the Bills-Steelers game? Yes, I was hoping it was going to be the Snow Bowl. And it looked like it looked like a September football game. There was no snow on the field. I know there was a lot in the stands. Field looked immaculate. Damn it. Josh Allen had a day. I think I started watching. It's like, Jesus, it's already 21-0. So Bills had a big win. And then last night was so Eagles lost. Who did they even play? Was it who did they play? Rams Rams was Lions, right? Somebody's going to drop in the chat. Yeah, I agree. Peter says Buccaneers. Wow, Buccaneers hammered the Eagles. So the Bills-Steelers that ended up being semi-close, 31-17. Buccaneers beat the Eagles 32-9. On Saturday, we had the Texans blow out the Browns 45-14. The Chiefs kind of blew out the Dolphins 26-7. Sunday's games, 48-32 shootout win for the Packers. And then the Lions edge the Rams 24-23. So that sets up next week's games, or I should say this week's games. Saturday afternoon, we've got the Texans and Ravens. Saturday night, we've got the Packers 49ers. Sunday afternoon, we've got the Buccaneers and Lions. Lions are a 6-point favorite. Chiefs and Bills at 5:30 on Sunday. This is gonna be a fun weekend of football. Gonna be a fun weekend of football, I think. Did not pull a Bryce Harper. Wembanyama is listed in my store. Listed a Roberto Alomar Fleer 94 yesterday and sold within hours. Interesting. He's a guy I don't really list. Maybe I should. Peter says the game would have been better in the snow. 100% agree. There it is. Shane says the Bucks. If you watch that game, it was definitely not a shootout. It was a straight ass whooping, Shane says. 27-0 in the third quarter. Okay. I didn't watch the game. It looks like a shootout by the final score. But I did not watch the game. So Top Series 1. Pre-sale today. Now, the product doesn't come out. Street date is February 14th. It's a Valentine's Day miracle. Top Series 1, February 14th. So we can buy it today and wait a month. Though the good thing about ordering straight from Topps is typically it's delivered a few days ahead of release day. And if you're looking to rip and flip, that's what you need. And even better, it's typically cheaper on pre-sale at Topps than it is on Fanatics, David Adams, Steel City, everywhere else. So, Top Series 1, a lot of people, well, what's the price? I have no idea. This is my guess. My guess on pre-sale, I'm going to say hobby boxes, $80. I'm going to say jumbo boxes, $125. And I may be a little low. I don't think hobby will be 100. I think it'll be under 100. So I'll give it a window. 80 to 90 on hobby, 125 to 140 on jumbo. So I think 125 might be a little low on the jumbo. Why do I think that? Because jumbo, you're guaranteed an auto and you get 3 hits in a jumbo box. Hobby, you only get 1 hit and it might just be a napkin relic, just a jersey card. So that's the conundrum I face. Like, oh, do I want to go for the hits? Sometimes like the autos are kind of trash, but if you get it ahead of release, you can certainly get, I was moving last year. I pulled a couple autos. I can't remember if I think I bought hobby boxes and got lucky. I think I bought 4 hobby boxes. I think I got lucky and pulled maybe 3 autos out of 4 hobby boxes, which is, I beat the odds big time. And I think I sold some of the autos for like 20 to 25 bucks, where now you'll find those autos in like a $3 bin. So definitely take advantage on first to market. Flagship is like the #1 baseball product of the year for resale. And I think part of the reason is because most people poo-poo it. Like they're going for Bowman draft and all that, where Topps, I mean, people There's a lot of Topps. How many Bowman set collectors do you know? Now, how many Topps set collectors do you know? How many people? There's a lot of set buyers. So you take all that into consideration. And with any product, if you're first to market, you're going to see high sales, higher than what it should comp at. So if you're a buyer, wait. I shouldn't say that as I'm trying to shill my eBay store. Let's get my eBay store link because I'm going to have those Topps Series 1 singles in my eBay store next month. So Topps goes on sale today. I'm not sure what time. Do we have the actual... Actually, it might be on this website that I'm on. Let's see. What to expect in a hobby box: autographs, memorabilia cards, or manufactured relics. One total per hobby box. In a hobby jumbo box, you'll get one autograph plus two either autograph, memorabilia, or manufactured relics. So better hits in a jumbo box, but you're also paying more. Again, we don't know what the difference is between the two. So I may go for jumbos. We'll see. Let's just look at blowout. And of course, a year later, the market's going to be way different. What is this on blowout? 2010 Donruss rated rookie football set. There must be no, let's see see, here I am, squirrel. I'm getting distracted. All right. Tim Tebow, Dez Bryant, Sam Bradford, Ryan Matt. No wonder it's on sale. Ugh. All right. 2023 Topps Series 1. See the difference. Does anybody remember what the prices were last year on hobby and jumbo? I always forget. So hobby box from last year on blowout is $70 and a jumbo is $150. Okay, so I'm probably low. I'm probably on the low end on my prices. Probably the low end on my prices. So maybe it's 90 and 140 on Topps. So I'll go with that. James has thrown out some names: Evan Carter, Sal Frelick, and Ellie. I think those are rookies on the checklist. By the way, if you're searching for rookies, don't buy them the first week of release, because Ellie rookies will probably start off at like $20. And by this time next year, you'll get them in a $1 box. Max says, Dak and the girls scored 14 on our backups. Funny because the announcer said that if you're just tuning in, it may look like a shootout. There you go. I was just tuning in at the final score. The Pack whooped on them for sure. Noon Eastern for presale. Thank you. So 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern. What's that on the West Coast? 9 a.m. Floyd says, is this year the 75 version of Topps Heritage? Indeed, it is. Topps Heritage this year is 1975 design, which is one of my favorites. Max says, was more shutout than shootout. Caleb Williams, Justin Fields would have done better than Dak. Well, hopefully we don't have to worry about Caleb Williams in Chicago because Justin Fields is our man. Low Roller says, did you know you can resell Prism football blasters to flip? I wanted to rip. The year everyone has been waiting for, the only good design of the entire decade. See, I love the 70s designs. There's only two 70s designs that I don't like, 76 and 79. And I'm starting to come around to 76. And some of the most simple designs I like the most. But I probably 75 is a 72, 75. So 78 is one of my favorites, and that's a very simple design, but I think I think the 78 is more nostalgic because it was like the first, to me, vintage card that I saw, like only 10 years later. Like it was vintage to me. Well, 87 was vintage to me because I had never, it was, 3 years later, it was vintage. It looked old as 8-year-old, 9-year-old, whatever age I was. Let's see. I wasn't looking for Stanley Cups. Max says you don't. He said he's not declaring if the Bears have the number 1 pick. I thought something came out where that wasn't true. I don't know. I wasn't really paying close attention to the news this weekend. Sports card ripping teacher says, careful. You need to be pretty tough to go up against those women getting those cups. Yeah, I'm not touching the Stanley Cups. Red Light likes the 72 tops. That's a fun, that's a good year. I like 73. 74 is okay. Like 75, 76. I'm starting to come around to. I like 77. I love 78, 79. Bleh. Red Light says, damn, it's cold out. My crane does not like this cold. Yeah. So Series 1 pre-sale, somebody said 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. Is that right? Yeah. Noon Eastern, 11 Central. Brian just buys what's cheap. Stick it in a box and get excited when it's worth something a year or two later. So I will be buying 2023 Series 1 $15 blaster boxes at Walmart. Here's the thing, though. When it comes to 2020, when it comes to Series 1, Series flagship, most of them lose value over time. Most flagship boxes, with the exception of Topps Update, which they're making more and more now, retains value. But Series 1 and Series 2, there's so much out there that it's not going to be worth, and especially the singles market. Like, it's really hard to move, 21, 22, 20 Topps singles on eBay. There's just so much out there. Sports card ripping teacher is home again today. My boys are laughing at your cursing. Oh, I say it's not kid friendly. I don't think, have I dropped any F-bombs? We've got the F-bomb. Got to be on my best. Kids are watching today. Kids are home from school. Nothing like what they did when they saw Stone Cold Steve Austin go into the cold plunge. It's worth the watch. Shane says, wouldn't doubt if Bears rumor was true. Sounds dumb enough for Caleb Williams to say it. I think there's a lot of gamesmanship going on, especially with the Bears, because I think the Bears want other teams to think they will draft Caleb Williams to drive up the price of that number one pick to trade. I think Justin Fields is their guy, and they think that. But they're not committing, because if they say that, then, obviously it's like, well, it's like going up to a card dealer at a card show and say, oh, I love that card. I really, really want that card. And it's like the seller's like, oh, I got this guy hook, line, and sinker. You don't want to do that. So they got a little gamesmanship, a little poker face going. Caleb Williams coming out saying, I'm not going to Chicago, trying to drive that price down. So that's my thought. Flipping Sports Guy says $15 blaster boxes at Walmart. Haven't seen that in many years. No, we haven't. Even last year's blaster, if you find them, I don't think they're, I think the one of my Walmarts has blasters marked down, but they're only marked down like $5. Because that blasters are basically like 25 now. They've kind of settled on that price. At least Topps has. And I'll see them marked down like all new low price, $17.99. It's like, it's not what I want. Brian says he advertises this as kid friendly. Another Brian joins us. What's going on? Raphael and cousin Nadia watching, listing and shipping and listing. What's going on? Will you have a Hobby Evolution event at this year's National? Possibly. I don't know Cleveland. So I don't know. It kind of depends. I don't even know hotel. I haven't booked. That's so far away from me. Although I was booking well in advance for spring training. I've got my rental car booked, my hotel booked, my flights booked. I'm prepared for spring nationals, just because I'm driving. I don't need a VIP. I'll buy the VIP pass because I'll probably go every day, but one of those things. I understand the hotels are not on site in Cleveland, so I've just got to figure out, where most people stay and go that route. But yeah, if we can find something, we'll do another little gathering like we did this past year. Bill Simon says, been seeing Topps Update at Walgreens, $7.99 for 2 packs. One is Topps Update, The others, Ginter, Gypsy Queen, or Topps UK. If you find the Topps Chrome NPB, grab those because they've got early Yamamoto's, Roki Sasaki's. Who else is in there? Somebody else. Somebody that doesn't have cards in 2022 Topps Chrome NPB. So those are good. And they come with a Topps Chrome or Topps UK in those as well. Unicorn Cupcake says the Bears are the worst at the draft for 30 plus years. I don't think they're the worst. The Bears have hit on I think the Raiders over the last 30 years have had some really bad drafts. The Jets probably. Chicago Bears drafts. Let's see what the Bears have done. Recently they've done pretty well. Let's see. Let's just go back a couple years. So 2021 was our Justin Fields year. Also got Khalil Herbert. 2020, Cole Kmet. Darnell Mooney, who's Jalen Johnson was in that draft. 2019, David Montgomery. Let's see. 2018 was Roquan. 2017 was a pretty bad year. Well, although Tariq Cohen and Eddie Jackson were in that draft. Trubisky was the first rounder. 2016 was Leonard Floyd, Cody Whitehair. 2015 was a really bad draft. That was the Kevin White draft. Got Eddie Goldman in the second round. Adrian Amos in the fifth. Kyle Fuller in 2014. That was a really good pick. Kyle Long was 2013. Shea McClellan and Alshon Jeffrey in 2012. 2011 was a family friend of ours in the first round, Gabe Karimi. 2010, there were no first or second round picks by the Bears. 2009, there were no first or second round picks for the Bears. 2008 was Matt Forte in the second round, Earl Bennett in the third round. Greg Olson in 2007. Devin Hester in 2006, second round pick. So they've had some decent drafts. Like their quality's been okay. The quantity hasn't been there, but they've hit on quite a few guys. Shane says if they wanted to really sell the fact they're thinking of Williams, then they should feel out some trades for Fields. I'm sure they are. There was actually a report yesterday that said the Falcons, and I think this is a pipe dream. I don't think there's any way the Bears get a top 10 pick for Justin Fields. Even as much as I like Justin Fields, I think he's better than most of the players that'll be top 10 picks this year. But I just don't. That's just not how trading quarterbacks works. Because you get him for a year and then you got to pay him next year, and that's the whole debate. Well, he's not on a rookie contract anymore after this year. Flipping Sports Guy says last year's Series 1 blaster was $25. That's what they were around here. Brian says, I seen it with me own two eyes. Shane says, I finally figured out CDP 2.0. Got a bunch of 2020 Topps Heritage Baseball up. Very nice. Brian sold some of my mom's china on my eBay account. I'm now an expert in fine china. Unicorn Cupcake, because it's Cleveland, I'm just going to spend the money I would have paid for travel on some nicer cards. There you go. Let's see. Did Raider won Super Bowl, not Bears? Jets make screwing up the draft into an art form. AA cards in the house. Good morning. Max says, so Roquan. That's pretty much you spent number 2 on Fields, which, man. Now, there's a lot. Did you go through my list? There's a lot of good players on there. Does anyone have any info on a first card designation given to 2024 tools? It's placed just above the team logo. No. I'm not familiar with that. Oh, 2024 Topps. Does anyone have any info on a first card designation given to 2024 Topps just above the team logo? No. What's pooping off in the eBay stores lately? Baseball. I've been moving my Bowman draft paper, which I haven't even opened the case that I bought from Mike at the Madison Card Show. Haven't even gone into that yet. The first case that I bought, I paid $88 for my first case of paper. And I think my gross sales on eBay is somewhere around $350. And of course, I keep all the Cubs, and I think I have listed every card out of there. So that's been a nice return, and haven't even, in the second box I got from Mike was $50. I still have 2022 Bowman draft paper that I haven't sorted yet. So, I've sorted like the big names out of there, but there may be some new big names, popping up at some point this year. Shane says, all I know is I do not want Denver to trade up and take Williams. I would be devastated. Flipping Sports Guy says, I'm not overly impressed with any of the quarterbacks coming out. I agree. I'd stick with Fields, but unfortunately, quarterback salaries are insane. And that's the conundrum the Bears face. I think if it weren't for the quarterback salary issue, they're 100% with Justin Fields, but I think they have to consider trading because of that salary. And, well, is he going to be the guy? I think he is, but I'm no pro football scout. So I'm also not writing the checks. I'm not signing the checks either. So it's easy for me to sit in my chair and say, keep Fields, draft Williams, or keep Fields, trade the pick. Somebody else can take Williams. Easy for us on our couches to say this. Blaine says, you should check out the Titans 2020 draft class. Well, let's do it. Let's see. Tennessee Titans draft. All-time draft history. Tennessee Titans 2020. First round pick was Isaiah Wilson. Second round pick, Christian Fulton. Third round pick, Darrington Evans. Fifth round pick, Laryl Murchison. Seventh round picks, two of them, Cole McDonald and Chris Jackson. That's a pretty shitty draft. Let's see. Max says, good Bears don't equal good NFL players, though. Vastly different. Well, some of those guys went on to play and have good years with other teams, especially Greg Olsen. I'm sorry. Does someone want to talk bad draft choices? Please pull up a chair and let me pour you a glass of Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid. Yeah. I think the Bears are far from the worst drafts in the last 30 years, 20 years. 20 Detroit Lions drafts. Where's that? Let's look at Detroit Lions. Let's go back to 2020. Give it a couple years. 2020, Jeff Okudah, DeAndre Swift. Well, those were decent picks, right? Is Okudah good? I thought Okudah was good. Maybe not. Let's see. They got Quintez Cephas. DeAndre Swift was a good pick, though, in the second round. Let's just look at first-round picks. T.J. Hawkinson in 2019. Frank Ragnow in 2018. Jared Davis, 2017. Taylor Decker in 2016. These are Detroit Lions first-round draft picks. Laken Tomlinson in 2015. Eric Ebron in 2014. Ezekiel Ziggy Ansah in 2013. Riley Rife in 2012. Nick Fairley in 2011. Ndamukong Suh, I can't pronounce his name. So they went on 2009-10, Matthew Stafford and Suh. Gosder Cherilus in 2008. Hey, we got a Hall of Famer in 2007. Calvin Johnson. So between 2007 and 2010, they did pretty well. Suh, Stafford, and Johnson. But Gosder, Cherilus in between. Then they went on their wide receiver binge. Mike Williams, Roy Williams, Charles Rogers, 3 straight draft years. Right after Joey Harrington and Jeff Backus and Stocker McDougal. Lions had some pretty bad drafts. Neil's in the house. Good morning. Card Dealer Pro going well. Selling a lot of 90s and early 2000s NFL cards. Good deal. Max says, Christian, you drafted Stafford and Calvin in the last 20 years. That's better than the Bears' last 30 in 2 picks. That's true. That's probably true. Flipping Sports Guy says, Field with DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison, and Herbert at running back can be a huge problem for the rest of the NFC. 100%. Man, I would love to see that. Get Marvin Harrison Jr., get some offensive linemen that can actually block so Fields has some time. Pew, pew. Pick off more than Harrison. The Bears are running roughshod over the 500 Green Bay Packers that slip into the playoffs. Jamie says it's snowing in Alabama, so we are freaking out down here. Yeah, we were actually, my wife's flying out today. She's got a layover in Atlanta, and she's like, do you think the flights will be canceled in Atlanta? And I'm like, no, why? And she's like, for snow. And I'm like, it doesn't snow in it. I know it does snow and it shuts the city down. They're not getting snow, but they're getting some winter weather in Atlanta. I think schools are closed down in the area. Didn't look, as of last night, didn't look like any flights were getting delayed or anything, but that could all change today. Christian says, oh, you got to go before Holmes and Campbell took over. Global warming sucks, says Unicorn Cupcake. Max says, Christian, after Bo reading this list, these picks actually sound like they could. Some of the best over the last 15 years. Hobby News Plus, what's going on? I don't think Caleb Williams lives up to the hype. Look at USC's season. I agree. Hawkinson was a good pick for the Lions, as was Rife. Do you like Top Series 1? I will when it comes out, yes. I like Series 1 for 2 reasons. I like Top Series 1 for 2 reasons. Number 1, it gets me excited for baseball season. You know, it comes out February 14th, so it's a nice like bridge. I've got these bridges. We've got, winter meetings in early December. Then we've got Christmas. We've got Hallmark Christmas movies to take my mind off things. And then we've got the Cubs convention, which we just passed. Now I've got to look forward to something, and it's Top Series 1 in February. And that gets me to spring training, and baseball season is back. So number 1, it gets our baseball card season started. It gets baseball season started. It's always exciting seeing the new latest cards of the new year. And secondly, it's the best product to rip and flip. By far, Topps flagship Series 1. Series 2 is kind of Topps update, Top Series 1, huge. Best product to resell. As long as you know what you're doing and you get it first on the market. And I don't mean you have to be the first person to get the cards on eBay, but if you are within the first couple days of release or the first couple days when other people are putting it on, because release day's on a Wednesday, you might get your boxes from Topps pre-order on Saturday like I did with Bowman last year, and you're ahead of the curve and you'll make your money back and a lot of profit. So Top Series 1 always, in my opinion, and from my, my own sales, best rip and flip product of baseball for the year. Max says, rather be a game above 500 in the playoffs than jockeying around a pick and below 500. Not me. I'd rather be jockeying with a number 1 pick and a number 9 pick than be 9-8 and sliding into the playoffs and lose. You won a playoff game, so that's good. You get a second week, and then you'll lose this week, and you can worry about your number 20 pick or whatever. Sports card ripping teacher. I'll probably get a jumbo or 2 today, but try and wait until Black Friday and see if hobby boxes are like $60 like they were in the past year. Sports card ripping teacher says, yes, always take your chances in the playoffs rather than the draft. Max says, way too much hype expectations of these young quarterbacks. I'll agree with that. Glad Packers did it right. Draft and let them sit behind the best to ever do it for a few years, learn and gain confidence. Where are we at? Brian says, talking about skill games. Porter says, good morning. 2024 Series 1 looks good to me so far. Good morning, Donald. What's happening? Sports card ripping teacher says, Brian G has gotten such a hard time for how he has handled everything in Green Bay, but I hope those people are now saying, sorry, Rich Eisen did do it yesterday. Max says, typical. It's sad. I really feel bad for you thinking that mindset is okay. Well, I'm okay with it, so you can feel sorry for me. Top Series 1 checklist came out last week. I was at the Cubs convention, so I was not paying attention to see. I just want to see what the Cubs checklist says. I know there's one. Somebody had mentioned the rookie. Only one Cubs rookie. Oh, my God. Daniel Palencia. All right, so we got Christopher Morel, Future Stars, Adbert Alzolay, Seiya Suzuki, Dansby Swanson, a team card, a Daniel Palencia rookie, Jamison Tyone, Nico Horner. We've got league leaders cards that include Justin Steele, a Justin Steele base, Miguel Amaya, Patrick Wisdom, Hayden Wesneski. Then we've got 1989 Topps. Ooh, my favorite. Inserts of Sandberg and Morel. 89 Topps autographs of Pete Crow Armstrong and Andre Dawson. Chrome Silver Packs, Sandberg, Morel, and PCA. 89 Topps Baseball Foil Mega Box, Sandberg, Morel. 89 Baseball Relics, Morel, Swanson, Sandberg, Sosa, Suzuki. 2023 Greatest Hits, Morel also has an autograph. Baseball Stars autograph. Ooh, my guy, Palencia, along with Nico and Wicks. We've got dual star autographs of Maddox and Sandberg. Cut Sigs. They're one of ones. Billy Herman, Ernie Banks, Ron Santo, Grant Gamers, Sandberg, which also comes with an autograph. Heavy Lumber, Christopher Morel. Jesus, there's just a lot of inserts. So there you go. Is there a rookie? Have they started? If they're not doing it, I think they should do a rookie checklist. We want the rookies. Okay. Do we have? Oh, let's just look at base. Okay. Rookies. Endy Rodriguez, the Pirates. Owen White of the. Let's just share the screen and you can read it along with me. So here we go. All right. So here's the checklist. Endy Rodriguez, Owen White, Brendan White, Brian Wu, Nick Robertson, Jose Soriano, Louis Matos, Carmen Mlodzinski, Samad Taylor. I didn't realize Samad Taylor made his debut last year. Prelander Baroa, Emerson Hancock, Nolan Shanuel. I'm going to butcher some of these names. Isaiah Campbell. Oh, we get a Jason Dominguez rookie. Jordan Westberg of the Orioles, Sal Frelick of the Brewers, Curtis Mead, Keaton Wynn, Jose Ferrer, Jose Rodriguez, Coco Montez, that's a fun name, Quinn Priester. Man, only one Cubs rookie, that sucks. AJ Smith-Shawver, Grant Hartwig. These are rookie cards in Top Series 1 this year. Ellie De La Cruz, Jacob Amaya, Matt Waldron, Alec Marsh, Zach Geloff, Nick Gonzalez, Spencer Horwitz, Palencia, Joe Jakes, Dane Myers, Davis Schneider, Brandon Walter, Dominic Canzoni, David Hamilton, Lucan Baker, Johan Rojas, Andrew Abbott of the Reds, Christian Encarnacion Strand of the Reds, Zach Remillard, Ronnie Mauricio, Gray Kessinger, Marco Luciano, Johnny DeLuca. That's a fun name. Gavin Williams, Tyler Soderstrom, Colton Cowser, another Oriole, Jordan Balazovic, Aliko Williams, Victor Medeiros. Rookie cards in Top Series 1. Evan Carter, that's going to be another chase. Jared Triolo, Emmett Sheehan, Cade Marlowe, Henry Davis, Jose Fermin, Reese Olson, Abner Uribe, a lot of rookies. Sadani Rafaela, Trey Cabbage, Justin Martinez, Zooks. And those are the rookies in Series 1. Lots of them. Lots of them. What was my star comment? So I think we kind of touched on this. Running Buck Woodcraft asked about what's better, hobby versus jumbo. I don't know the pricing. I'd have to break down the pricing, but I think I'm going to go with jumbo because you get the 3 hits. I think it's less cards, but it's base. It's not like I prefer more cards in Bowman because it's prospects. And you can typically move on a checklist like this. It's hard to move singles, especially after the first week of release. They'll move initially, but then it becomes a little more difficult to sell. So I do like it. I think with jumbo, you get 2 silver packs. You get 1 silver pack in the hobby. So it's going to cost you, almost twice as much, I think, for a jumbo. My guess is 90 and 140, maybe 90 and 150. More I think about it, I think I'm way low on price on jumbo. I think it might be 150, 160. The more I think about it, I think it might be 90 and 150. I keep raising by the end of another 15 minutes, I'm going to say, there'll be $200 for a jumbo. All right, where are we at? Let's see. Sports card ripping teacher says Tony Mandrich still kills me, mainly because of everyone else they could have drafted. Eric, what's going on? When is the next show? January 27th, a week from Saturday, January 27th. Max still won't forgive him for not doing anything for Aaron and running him out of town. Drafting is fine. Eric wants 2 tables. Yes, I think I can get you 2 tables. I think I'm getting close to overselling the show. So I really need to, before I book any more tables, I'll put you down. I got to make sure I've got enough space. Eric. All right. I've got you down for 2 tables. Let's see. Brian says Hayden Wisniewski breaks out, wins 13 this year. That is my bold prediction. I like it. It wouldn't surprise me if the Cubs trade Hayden Wisniewski. Would not surprise me. Brian says I need to pack up a ton of eBay sales today. I hope it's a slow day at work. There you go. I'm still sad about not keeping Adams. Last year could have been so different. Then I go back to not signing Randy Moss because he wanted to play with Favre. Porter says I'm going to offer free shipping to Florida only for Jason Dominguez rookies. I'm telling Topps, you said it was $125 for a jumbo. I'm sure someone from Topps is watching this. Yeah, it's probably going to be like $160, $170. See, I keep going up. Final answer, 90 and 150. That's my final 90 and 150. Hobby and jumbo. Today, 11 o'clock Central, 3 hours to get ready for the Topps pre-sale. I got to make sure I'm logged into the website beforehand. It's funny that there will probably be a queue to get flagship Topps. Who would have thought? But I bet a lot of people will be buying. So Topps.com today. My eBay store, scrolling at the bottom of your screen, link also in the description, 99centcards.com. Newly added Prism basketball and football. This year's product, the stuff that just came out, NFL and NBA, 2023-24. Those singles are in my store. Buy 7 or more at regular price, and you'll save 25% off at checkout. So check that out. Porter says, supposedly no manufactured relics this year. The sell sheet does have it on. At least the Beckett sell sheet mentioned it. Well, I can tell you that is not true. Porter, there is manufactured relics because it's on the Topps website. Right on the Topps pre-order page, there's a Corbin Carroll manufactured relic, commemorative stadium medallion. So there you go. There are manufactured relics in 2024 Topps Series 1. Unicorn Cupcake says, should I put $1K in lithium stocks or a PSA 6 Bob Gibson rookie? Well, I'm no financial advisor, but I bet a Bob Gibson rookie is more fun. That's what you're looking for. All righty, that's what I had for today. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit up my eBay store. Don't forget to buy your Topps pre-sale today. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We'll be back at it, 7 a.m. Central. I don't have anything going on this weekend, so we will go live Saturday and Sunday around 8:30 Central Time each of those days. A couple more comments before we go. Blaine says, what store subscription do you have for your eBay store? I have the premium store, and I will likely upgrade to the Anchor store once I hit the 60,000. I think it's, what's the math? I think the math is like 63,000 based on the insertion fees. What's the store fees? I am getting close. I'm over 50,000. eBay store fees. Store selling fees. So a premium store is $60 a month if you do it on an annual basis. Here we go. So a premium store, it's 10 cents per listing after 60,000. So, and then an Anchor store is 300. So there's some math involved. So I think when I did the math, it's like 62,500. Does that make sense? What's 2,500 times 10 is $250. So it's right around 2,500 because it's 10 insertion fees or 10 cents in a premium store. So if you get 200, 2,500, get to 62,500. That's going to cost you $250 in listing fees. So that's actually going to cost you $310 as opposed to a premium store, which is $300 a month? Yes, $300 a month for an anchor store. So it's actually around, let's see, what's 2,000 is 200. So 250, 260. So yeah, somewhere around 62,000. 62,000, that's probably, once I hit 62,000, I'll figure out the math, and because 62,500 will be just a little bit over. So 62,300, 62,200, and that makes the anchor store worth it. Shane says, doesn't Topps know by now that the relic crap they make nobody cares about? Some actually are pretty cool. The rookie medallions they came out with a couple years ago were awesome. Those were really cool. I think they had some Manu relics last year that I liked. So not all of them, but like the flag. And I know there's flag collectors out there, but it doesn't do anything for me. The Corbin Carroll that I see on the Topps website is kind of cool. I guess if I pulled one out of a blaster, I'd be cool with it. If it's one of my hits, I think the problem I have is if it's one of your hits, then I have a problem with it. Although if they make the numbers work and you get an autograph and you get a real hit, and then that's like an extra hit, I'm okay with that. As long as it's not like taking the place of a real hit. Or like in blasters, they have like the blaster exclusive medallions. And I think those are pretty cool. You know what you're getting. So I don't hate on them, but if it replaces an autograph, I would hate that, which I think it has in hobby boxes. I think the Manu relic has replaced like the hit in hobby boxes, where I think in jumbos, it's at least you get an autograph, a real hit, and then a Manu relic. Thank you, Peter. You too. Manufactured patches. You bet ya unicorn cupcake. Thank you, Blaine. Sports card ripping teacher gives the relics to my students, and they think I have given them gold. Heck yeah. I mean, I would freaking love those as a kid. Shane says, point proven. That's cool, though, that they love them. Second graders love relics, shiny cards, and select die cuts. Players does not matter. Dan says, get rid of swatches, only numbered patches. I agree. The napkin relics suck. I would rather have a medallion manufactured relic than a plain white piece of jersey that was hanging on a shelf and never touched by a player and put in my dollar box. I agree, not in the hobby would be better unless it's an auto relic. Shane says, I would agree, but they would mess it up like they do now. They already have cards of 5 with a patch that has one solid color. Yeah, that blows. Alrighty. Now you can hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and catch me tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. We'll see you then.